Do you believe that there's a problem with painkillers?
I honestly don't feel that there's any more of a problem here than there is anywhere else.
In any other segment of society or in any other sport?
Any other sport.
Louie Mucciolo, known to wrestling fans as Louie Spicolli, was with the WCW when he died last year. Friends say he was addicted to Soma, a muscle relaxer, and averaged up to 50 pills a night the last 2.5 years of his life. That's more than 12 times the recommended daily dose. Soma is sold over the counter in Mexico. Mucciolo's sister Tina says her brother would make the 2-hour trip from his house in California to Tijuana to pick up supplies for himself and other wrestlers.
How did you know that other wrestlers had placed orders with him?
She would say so, or, I have to go to Tijuana before I leave to go on the plane tomorrow. So then I got to pick up for a friend before I go see the friend.
A friend being another wrestler?
Yeah.
Rob Van Dam knew Mucciolo when they both wrestled for Extreme Championship Wrestling. He was a pallbearer at Mucciolo's funeral. Van Dam says he flushed his supply of Soma down the toilet when he learned of Mucciolo's death.
I don't know if I was pushing towards death, if I was gonna be the next one to die. I mean, I can't say. It definitely made me aware of what track I was on so that I could see clearly. I totally reevaluated everything in life.
To me, just knowing that it may have saved one life is enough.
Mucciolo's life was not saved by Brian Pillman's death 4 months earlier. Pillman's death from complications due to an enlarged heart was not necessarily caused by his abuse of prescription pain medications. There may have been another factor. Melanie Pillman says her husband had been injecting human growth hormone in order to increase his size and strength for wrestling.
There's no question the growth hormone can enlarge the heart, and so we don't know, we can't absolutely say for sure why this combination led to his death, other than if you take all the elements, it certainly would have to be considered as a contributory factor.
Receipts show that Pillman obtained human growth hormone, known as HGH, from the Palm Springs Life Extension Institute. Doctors at the institute advocate use of the hormone to reverse the aging process. It's illegal to prescribe HGH unless it's for the treatment of a disease or medical condition. The Food and Drug Administration has seized the institute's medical records and is conducting an ongoing investigation.
Melanie Pillman says it was Hulk Hogan who told Brian he could obtain HGH from Dr. Edmund Chen at the Life Extension Institute. And a former wrestler who wished to remain anonymous says Hogan recommended Chen to many wrestlers. Through a spokesman, Hogan says he's never heard of Chen, and Chen says he does not prescribe the hormone to athletes and has never knowingly treated any wrestler. He refused further comment.
I love you. Little Brian.
This is Brian Pillman's legacy. Little Brian was 4 years old when his father passed away.
He talks about him sometimes. He'll say, remember when my old dad, Flying Brian, and I went here or there, and I'll try to reinforce those memories.
Young Brian has a trophy case in his bedroom filled with his father's mementos. He wants to be a professional wrestler when he grows up. Melanie doesn't want that. She blames the wrestling lifestyle, in part, for her husband's death.
I mean, I could sit here and name names of who it could have been, but it just was Brian Pillman. And sadly enough, and I don't want it to be anyone else. I don't want anyone else to have to go through what I went through.
Base and primal than the circus of pro wrestling is the economic law that underscores its success. People, and a lot of them, are getting what they want. Unfortunately, the issues of drug abuse, or more importantly, the impact on kids of these violent and profane comedies, all of that will resonate only when enough fans take wrestling's own advice. Take your remote and hit the off button. For Outside the Lines, I'm Bob Lee.